Okay, update on precious metals here, gold, silver, and we'll do GDX. This is May 19th, about 10 p.m. Eastern time. So gold, it does look like we did get a daily cycle low on that day 33. Today is day 4, what will be Friday, and so far it's an inside day. Your upside level to trigger a new daily high would be 1849. Not looking too bad, especially considering the market is starting to really roll over into a weekly cycle low, and so that's interesting. And more importantly, looking at the weekly chart, I mentioned this in my previous video. We really wanted to see a high above 1886. Who knows? We could still get that tomorrow. We still have one trading day left in the week. Not the end of the world. You really would have liked to see that. At the same time, this is definitely setting up to be a potential weekly cycle low or ICL intermediate cycle low, right? We made a new low this week, and we'll see obviously how we close next week. But assuming we don't make a new high for the weekly again, assuming tomorrow we don't make too much forward progress, next week we need to get a high above this weekly's candles high, so around the 1847 level to get a swing low, and that would be a good sign that we've made a weekly cycle low. Certainly we have a daily cycle low, so it's really just a question of if this daily cycle low is also a weekly cycle low. And if we look at the monthly, knowing again also that May is about to close out, not looking great, but things can be repaired. And in terms of the larger 8-year cycle, we're on month 77, and you think about an 8-year cycle, that's 96 months. So we could certainly still get the high. The high could certainly still be ahead of us. Moving over to silver, similar picture here, also day 5. Looking more bullish. I mean, look at this nice little structure. Again, like price action, appreciate the price action. So far, we have our high on day 3. Well, day 2, excuse me. So this is day 1. Or sorry, so this is your daily cycle low from the previous cycle. Pretty ugly, right? Also, day 33 low, just like gold, except a lot more downside. This was like at least a 20% decline, whereas gold was only like 10%. But we're now both on day 5. It looks like we're actually, this is a new high above this, right? That is right. So we're on day 5, and we're looks like we're poised to make a new high, and we'd really want to see us get above that 2237 level. But this is definitely a daily cycle low, and so just like gold, the question is this an ICL, an intermediate cycle low, a weekly cycle low? If gold just printed an ICL, it's very likely that silver did as well. It would be a really early daily cycle low, right? That would mean that, or excuse me, weekly cycle low. So again, definitely a daily cycle low. It's just a question of if this is going to cascade into a weekly cycle low. And if that were the case, that would mean last week was our weekly cycle low, because that was our low. Whereas gold made a new low this week, silver did not. This week for silver was just an inside week, or has been. If we break above 2237 tomorrow, that would make last week a swing low. That would just complete it this week. That would be the most bullish thing that we could see, honestly. But we could still kind of just close right around here and then make that swing low next week. It doesn't really matter. It would obviously be better for the bulls if we could close that out this week. And then finally, GDX. So GDX, very similar position, except for a very, very important difference. It definitely just made a new high today. So, Thursday. So gold and silver are trading right now live because it's after hours. They start trading again at 6, whereas GDX does only trades 9:30 to 4. And so also day 5, so day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Thursday was day 5. So this is actually a little bit ahead of silver and gold, because tomorrow will be day 6, actually, right? So we have a new high on day 5. We'll see how day 6 turns out tomorrow. But what we're watching here is for a potential early high on the daily chart, because this weekly chart has the look of, a continued move lower, like a continued weekly cycle decline. Yet at the same time, if gold is potentially making an ICL and therefore silver might be as well, then of course the miners could too, right? And so, similar to silver, very similar themes here, right? We'd love to see a move above 33.58 tomorrow to complete a swing low, but we could certainly just get that tomorrow. Or I should say, we could certainly get that just next week. But that wouldn't be out of the woods. I mean, look at all this air here. I'll zoom in. I mean, this is a lot of damage, right? This is all like so the 10-week moving average is all the way up at 36.53. We're at 32.15 right now. So it's like over $4 ahead above. It's like 12, 13% increase from here. And so you could easily see like that would be a really optimistic scenario even to get up there. And if we were lucky enough to get up there, you would think that there would be a lot of resistance there. So definitely some really important key levels to watch. But at the same time, if we're getting a bullish reversal here, then it's going to be you would think it's going to be a very violent move. So a lot of money to be made if you can kind of position yourself the right way, right before the explosive move.